everybody. My name is Lee H. Tillman.
I'm Andrea Menchaca.
And thank you for listening to Anxiety Twins. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's one important thing that I just found out last night while I was at a show. Someone was looking for our podcast on YouTube. And I just said, Anxiety Twins. But we're not popular enough for it to be just Anxiety Twins. You have to put in Anxiety Twins podcast. So if you're trying to look for us on YouTube.
What comes up?
Just random other
pair
things.
Of twins stressing out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Twins.
Yeah, it's not us. So if you are looking for us on YouTube, it is Anxiety Twins podcast, and you'll be able to find us right quick.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that. And also, if you're listening on Spotify, why don't you give us a like and subscribe. Apple Music, all the things, whatever, Apple Podcasting.
Comment mean things, that always helps.
All the things. And if you're watching this on Instagram, we're probably not going to cut this out, so that doesn't make sense. But, follow us on Instagram, on Anxiety Twins, and TikTok.
.org.
That thing. So last time we talked a lot about movies and TV on the last episode.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. But there was one movie that we had seen recently that we didn't talk about, and that was Highest to Lowest.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about it at all after, and we haven't, it's probably been like a week now since we've seen it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about it. You don't know how I feel about it. So we're gonna. Should we do it on the count of three?
Real life reaction to Highest to
real
Lowest.
life reaction. Should I say mine first or you first?
You mean just general?
Just in general, how'd you feel about it?
On three?
No, just I want you to talk first, and then.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was definitely not something that I've seen before.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's true.
So that's it wasn't like, oh, this is like that. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's just like its own thing. So
that's true.
At least it's very original as a thing.
Yeah. Okay. You said you've never seen any Spike Lee movies at all, right?
I mean, maybe.
I feel like if you had, I feel like you would know if you saw a Spike Lee film. Like it's generally like an event.
But remember, it's me.
It's also not a movie. It's his
very
movies.
Possible I would still not know.
His movies generally aren't movies that you just stumble across. Generally, like they're not like you probably wouldn't stumble across. Like I would say he has classics. I would say like Do the Right Thing, classic. Malcolm X, classic. Trying to think of some others.
I always feel like you're giving me homework.
I mean, you don't have to see these movies. You don't have to see anything. But I'm saying like, but those two movies I say from Spike are like kind of undisputed classics. And then there's other thing like people really like the movie Bamboozled. Black Klansman was a movie that came out a few years ago. People watched, which actually has I can't remember his name, but it's Denzel Washington's son. I can't remember his first name right now.
That's all he needs.
But yeah, he's in that movie. So that was interesting because he's worked with Denzel 4 times before.
Yeah.
And this movie will be the 5th time.
This go-to.
Yeah. So, I mean, not really because and also Spike Lee has been directing movies since the late 80s. And his last movie was 5 years ago, which is the longest break he's ever taken. Mm-hmm. So he has roughly 50 movies. So, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And with those, there's a lot of classics and there's some awful movies and then there's some, somewhere in the middle. And I would say this one is somewhere in the middle. There are, I went into this, I was going to watch it by myself because I wasn't sure how you would feel about it because I didn't have, no pun intended, did not have the highest of hopes for this one.
Yeah. Neither did you have the lowest.
Nor the lowest. Just because his movies in the past, maybe 10 years, have been okay to bad. It hasn't had a whole lot of really great movies. The last movie he did with Denzel, I believe, was Inside Man, which was pretty much all the movies that he's done with Denzel are considered classics. Mo Better Blues is another one, but his past few movies have been okay. the last movie that I did see was a Netflix film. And this one was weird because it went into theaters for like a week. And then right after that, it went to Apple Plus, which is weird, which I don't know. I don't know if
that's all you get.
I feel like it's better to, I don't know. This did feel like there were definitely moments that were cinematic that I feel like would have been cool to see in the theater.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that it was on Apple Plus at the time. That, like, I didn't realize it was going to Apple Plus that soon. But overall, I would say I went into it with this a reverence for Spike Lee because he's a director that I've grown up watching. So I always want to like everything that he does, and there are weird choices that he makes that I'm okay with because that's kind of like what he's known for. Spike Lee is not good at subtlety. Like, that's one thing that he does not do very well is subtlety. And this movie wasn't particularly subtle.
Yeah.
And also because this is a remake of a classic movie of a director that he has a lot of reference for, Akira Kurosawa, a Japanese director. His was just called High and Low. And that movie is, considered a masterpiece. And going into this one, I was like, well, I'm gonna see. And there were just so many weird choices that he made that I couldn't quite get over, but there are also elements of it that I really love. There's too many things that I disliked about it for me to say that I loved it. One, I think the first thing is that I think the character, not Denzel himself, but like the character is too old. He should have been in his 50s. That's one, like, he tried to make it, and the reason him being like as old as he is, which is I say about like 65, is because like that's about how old Spike Lee is. And I feel like,
isn't it because that's how old Denzel is?
Yeah, but I think he should have got somebody that was in their 50s.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have, like, if this is the story that he wanted to tell, I think he should have got somebody in their 50s.
Or it could have been that he's just married to someone older and their kid is older and just everything matches a bit.
No, it's just, but what this guy is, he's a music mogul. He said that he started his record label 25 years ago, which means he was 45 when he started, which is pretty old to be like who he is. Like, it's mostly like hip hop and R&B. No one that's 45 is like moving the culture that way. Especially, so it just feels like it. You
don't think there's room for it to be that he started before, but he didn't make it to anything,
I mean,
financially stable until 40?
I mean, possible. It just feels weird because I know and also like at 65, there's not a whole lot of music moguls that are still like on the ground level, like listening to music like that. Like, generally, if you're 65, you've already sold whatever stake you have.
But that's what he was about to do, or he was supposed to.
But that's kind of, I don't know. Like,
he was refusing to, but that's kind of like what he was supposed to do at that time.
There's just, I don't know. There's no one currently that's that age that's doing this. It just feels more natural for it to be somebody in their 50s. He either should have chose a different job for him to have or have someone younger, because it just felt like a disconnect. The score of this movie was like really loud and dramatic at weird times.
Yeah.
Where it kind of like drew you out of it. That bothered me a lot.
When he takes off his headband and it's like, whoosh.
Yeah. It's just like, it just felt weird for that to be, to make that choice.
Yeah, constantly because of the thriller sounds or like the suspense sounds. You're like, something terrible is going to happen. Somebody's going to fall off a 5th floor or something like dramatic like that. And it just keeps on not happening for the first hour.
The first hour was just kind of like, I'm not really that invested because there was so many, like their kid had been kidnapped and I didn't feel like they were any urgency at all. I didn't feel they had any urgency when they're like, this does not look like a couple who just got their child abducted. Or you think it just didn't feel like
look too chill.
Yeah, they just seemed like way too chill about it.
Well, back to the age of everybody, I was like, wait, that's their kid?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how old the actor is, but he wasn't feeling like a high schooler or whatever he was supposed to be. Like, he comes out and he's like, but dad. You're like, well, this man does not have a job.
Yeah.
And then his wife definitely didn't match either.
Yeah.
Like,
but that all,
everybody.
Yeah, but also like that part, I'm like, well, he's a rich guy. He probably married someone younger. Like that's
I guess
that's
that
probably
makes sense. But
like that doesn't seem weird.
If that was why, then their relationship doesn't make that kind of sense. Like they're kind of to give it like we've been in love since we were children. And
I'm like, well, how
at the same time?
that
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think she was supposed to be the same age. It feels like he was just patterning this character after himself, Spike.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wanted to like fit it into something else. And I don't know. It just didn't seem to fit. The police officers was just, I mean, I get it. You're a black man. You don't like the police.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like NYPD. I get it. But they were just so over the top. It was a
little on the nose. The guy from
his name is Dean Winters, yeah.
The whole time I'm like, any minute now he's gonna be like, mayhem's coming. And it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was constant mayhem.
Kind of was, yeah.
Movie. Yeah. I just wanted them to make him say mayhem at one point or another.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be entirely out of place. Come on.
It's kind of a bummer that's all he's known. Like as soon as you see him, like you just think of him as
he's gonna get run over.
That's all you think of him as.
I don't know. He is like very physical, but not like that.
It's just such a like I get it, but it like I was saying before with Spike, he doesn't do subtlety very well.
Yeah.
So he just
when that character, the only white police officer and the friend whose kid actually got kidnapped are just like constantly butting heads, and you're like, do you guys know each other? Like this feels very personal.
Yeah. Like the idea is that like maybe he's on parole or something, and he's been to jail before. That's the idea.
I think the point of the whole thing is like it's no longer about race now, it's about money. So it's like if you have money, the police work for you, and if you don't, they don't. But I don't think it's that like fuck you. Specifically, like I do believe that they would make less of an effort if it's somebody that doesn't have money.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they talk to each other, it was like, do you guys know each other? This feels very like, should we leave? Like, it feels like a private conversation.
It was way over. And oh man, I can't remember the name of the movie. We've seen it in theaters, but it's a movie where he's a writer, and this is the Jeffrey Wright character, the guy who's the driver.
Mm-hmm.
He was
he's a writer.
He's a writer, and he is trying to like get, I don't remember if it's a book or a movie made, but he has to like act more black.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, like they do the scenes where like as he's typing, the scene is happening, and then he like goes back and makes it blacker, and they're like, So I don't remember what the movie's called.
But we saw that in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of felt like he was doing that character. He was like acting. He was acting blacker than he really needed to be. He was trying to be. The name of the movie is American Fiction.
Oh, that's right.
But
that was a good movie. I like that one.
Yeah, I did like the movie. I don't know if that trope is really true anymore. Like as far as like the only way you can get a movie made, and like because this was made in 2023.
Yeah.
The only way you can make a movie made is like to act blacker.
Is to make it
I'm like, I mean, it's like maybe 10, 15 years ago that would have been like absolutely true. Now it's not that level, but I don't know. But overall, I did like the movie. But I did feel like he was kind of being that character, like the character that's trying to act blacker in that scene. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't really love him in that part.
Well, I think the stereotypes have changed. I don't think it's not true. I just think it's just like different stereotypes.
Yeah,
like now,
it's probably true. Yeah.
The quirky, nerdy black people are like the ones that they want because they want to like counteract the previous 10 years of different stereotypes.
Yeah.
So, but not in this movie.
Yeah.
But just like in general, it feels like that's what people are going for. Like even if like kids shows, wherever there's a black character, they have glasses and they're like,
yeah,
I know everything.
So in the original movie, the person, there's a switch in the kidnapping, and he picks the wrong person. And there's the rich guy, and then he gets the chauffeur. Now, he's not friends with the chauffeur. It's his chauffeur. It's the guy who works for him. Mm-hmm. So him being like conflicted about it kind of makes sense because it's just a guy that works for me. I mean, obviously, I want to do the right thing, but also, I mean,
I didn't even know this guy.
Yeah. In this movie, it's his friend.
Yeah.
This is his quote unquote godson.
Yeah.
And like, you really have to wrestle whether or not you want to pay the money to get it back.
Yeah.
That part was like, I don't know, man. Like, this doesn't feel. And the way that
he justified it was like just pretty superficial. Like, there wasn't a lot more. Like,
we never know why he makes the decision. He just goes away by himself and comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And he never, like, there's that scene where some people have been making fun of this scene, but I actually kind of like it, where he's like yelling at the pictures on the wall. Like, he goes in, he's like, Aretha, what would you do? Like, he talks to like James Brown. Mm-hmm. He talks to the pictures on the wall. What would you do in this situation? And he gets like emotional. And that just feels like a very Spike Lee thing to do. He does that in almost every movie where someone is talking to someone, then he'll show the picture of that person just so you'll know exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. And then he goes back. And, that does feel like a Spike Lee thing to do. So I wasn't really bothered by that, but some people have been making fun of that. But like, there's that part. And then there's the part where he has to talk with his son. Mm-hmm. But both of those, he still leaves saying, I'm not going to do it.
Partner.
Yeah. In all of those conversations, he leaves saying, I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. And then he disappears, and then he comes back and says, you know what, I'm going to do it. We never know makes him.
What convinced him. Definitely the social media bit feels like it was all worked through 60-something-year-old, because they're kind of like, I feel like I know how this works, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, this was a factor that I don't want to look bad, but apparently not enough of a factor to just change his mind in the moment.
And I mean, not to keep going back to the original, but in the original, there is like not a social media aspect, but there is a social aspect. There is a, when he does give the money, all the people in the city are like writing saying like he's this big hero, like they respect him now, they want him to get his job back.
That is kind
so
of
there still is like a social aspect to it. My favorite performance in the movie is A$AP Rocky. I feel like every scene was better when he was in it.
Yeah,
I think he won the movie
all in. Yeah, I think the rest of the movie kind of feels like a play, where you're like, they're actors in a play. I don't believe it, but it's entertaining.
Yeah.
A$AP Rocky were like, this is him. That's how he is. I've never seen him in another movie. Has he acted before?
I feel like he has. Yeah, he has. This is probably the biggest part, maybe. He's in another movie coming up later, so we'll see how that goes. But
he's gonna play the same character.
But yeah, he's acted before.
Young felon. I wanted him to be named Little Felon.
Little Felon. I feel like that was the first draft.
Yeah.
I feel like the first draft was Little Felon.
We'll fix this later. Just put that in there to fill the blank.
It was like Little Felon. It was like, no. We need to update it. Young Felon. That may have been the funniest part. Was like when they're chanting "Free Young Felon,"
and he's like, "That's right. I'm innocent, y'all."
Like, no, are you? Your name is Felon.
Yeah.
That may have been the most hilarious part as far as like the writing of the movie. Like,
I was kind of thinking they were actually going to sign him. Like in the movie, I thought they would sign him and they would work with him, because I feel like that's what would happen. I think the point of the movie was like they kept saying that not all money is good money, which feels like how you're saying. It feels like that's Spike Lee, what he would say as somebody who has money.
Yeah.
But in reality, like if he's trying to start a new brand and put eyes on his thing, it's true that attention is a currency. And I feel like it would have been more interesting if they had signed him, just to see like this guy actually says at one point, like, if it's almost like you're my dad, then I know so much about you. And it was just kind of like, it would have been like a nice, heartwarming, like full circle thing that actually just makes financial sense.
Yeah.
And they're kind of using each other.
When he goes into the studio and he's like hunting the guy down, trying to get his money back. The first thing he does is like critique his music. Like he doesn't like yo, where's my money?
Yeah, it's not first.
It's first like,
why are you here?
You should do these ad libs or whatever like that. He's like producing his track.
But they're also like the rap battle.
That's what I love about Spike is just like it may be hit or miss, but when it hits, it's like you're not gonna see that in any other movie ever.
Yeah.
Like that. It's just such a specific thing. Yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the movie.
What do you think was the point of that scene when it's like the very beginning almost when he goes to his office and his partner goes there? And that's the one where I told you that I felt like I hated his suit because it doesn't fit. For somebody who has that much money, the suit should fit.
Yeah.
But what do you think was the point of like all the walking around the office that they did?
I don't know. I think he just thought it was cool. I feel like that scene was not well written, so they added a bunch of extra stuff.
They just moved around to make it more
to make
fun.
It seem more dramatic than it actually was.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt kind of like this is an important man.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what we're going for. But the fact that I just saw his suit not fit from every angle didn't make me feel more like he was more important than he was. If he was sitting in like a position of power where like, when you walk into an office and the seat is facing you instead of like from the side, that would have been more like powerful than just like, why are we like doing this shit?
Yeah, it's just that he just makes these choices, and sometimes when they work, they're amazing. But you're just kind of like, I don't know why you did that.
As an actor, you'd be like, I don't want my double chin on a quarter of this.
Also, speaking of that, like whoever did Denzel's hair, they had perfect hairline, perfectly black. Like I don't know, they weren't fooling anybody. He didn't look younger than 65, but his hair.
You want to plug in some gray hairs in there to make it look more real.
But whoever did his hair, they were on point. They should be.
Yeah.
They need a raise.
But it did a very good job. Younger.
It didn't make him look younger, but like his hair looked very good.
It looked like it was growing at his head.
Yeah, it's very nice. There's the weird scene when on the subway train scene was a good scene. I think it was like really good, dramatic. It was paced well. The only part that was weird was like when he accidentally drops the bag and someone catches it. Like, how did they know to be like everything else seems so well orchestrated? The one guy takes the bag, he takes it on a motorcycle, gives it to someone else. Yeah.
He picks up the bag, gives it to someone else on a bike, and then he goes back to dancing. It's like,
and like everything else
is done.
Like, how did he like accidentally drops it? And someone he told him where.
Yeah, but one of them like pulled the brake.
Yeah.
So that
I don't know.
They told him to go in between.
But that doesn't mean he's gonna drop it.
Yes. The whole time you're like, why are you not being more careful with this bag that has like all of your money in it, and he's wearing it on one shoulder, and I'm like, strap it to the front of your body. I want to see like bungee cords around you. Like, be more careful with this. And then of course he drops it.
Yeah, that was like,
but
that was a little weird.
Feel very real. And also that the police and him were like not thinking that it's lost forever. Like when that felt like an accident, so you would say, oh, it fell in like anybody took it. Maybe it was part of the plan, maybe it wasn't, we don't know.
And so we're like, apparently he has a bunch of people working for him, but when Denzel comes to catch him, nobody except for the engineer that just walks out. The engineer, he points the gun at him, he just walks out, we never see him again. And no one else.
It was played by Cardi B.
Also, why was Cardi B? She was? No, she wasn't. Ice Spice was in the movie.
Yeah.
But for no reason. It was so weird
to see Cardi B, like, you know that thing she's doing now where she goes on the subway and pretends to sell her CDs out of a box?
She should have been, that should have been it.
Walking by like, $20. Like,
that would have been hilarious to have her in the scene, like in the subway scene or something, and her just on the street selling stuff. Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Just like, get out of the way, Cardi. There's money on the line right now.
Yeah, but Ice Spice was in the movie for whatever reason.
And a lot of Puerto Ricans.
Yeah. Well, it was the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Rosie Perez, who is like, I don't know if her first movie was a Spike Lee movie, but like she's in Do the Right Thing, and a bunch of other movies. So that was kind of like a throwback to that, just to show because she's announcing the parade. She's so that was, just a little cameo to have her in there, just to have her in there. So that was cool to see.
Yeah.
But
Ice Spice was wearing her hair different.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, why would you want to? If you're gonna have Ice Spice in the movie, then have Ice Spice in the movie. Why would you? She's only there just to be like, hey, hi.
Yeah.
And then
I want to be a singer. And she's not the only one. There's the hippie girl by the door. There's like a few. That the point is like this man gets constantly harassed by artists being like, please book me or sign me or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't really give her a lot. I wonder, maybe she just didn't have the time to be in more than one scene. I don't know.
And the woman who played the girlfriend, A$AP Rocky's girlfriend, was also a singer, Princess Nokia. Which
she's the other one that was very believable, and although kind of confusing.
I feel like Ice Spice could have had that part.
Girlfriend, yeah.
That would
but it was kind of confusing as far as the plot line goes because she lets him in to the apartment and then says that she recognizes him from the whole kidnapping thing, not from the fact that her boyfriend / fiance or whatever is obsessed with him and constantly watches his podcast. And then also this like dummy didn't know that there was a bunch of money under her bed. You're like, you never mop and be like, oh, what is this?
She seems to know absolutely nothing about his life.
And she just tells him where to go.
Yeah. Gets like, all the information. It's like, cool.
Here he is. You can go murder him.
Here's everything you need.
When A$AP Rocky's like, that bitch. Why does she have to be a bitch? Why does she have to be a bitch? Why does she have to be a bitch?
There is a whole lot about this movie that is very much old guy talking to the younger generation. Like that's
why I really wanted him to sign him.
That's what a lot of it is. But like talking like negative.
Then it would have been a movie about friendship.
Like all movies should have been.
Yeah.
But there's so many parts in this movie where he's talking to a younger person, and if they fit into his mold, then he'll listen to them. But if they don't, all of a sudden he's like, you young cats don't know nothing about this. You need to whatever it's basically pull your pants up is the whole message of this whole movie.
Well, could tell you he should have been the first one.
His pants were not fitting.
I don't know if I mentioned that a few times already. Very upset about this suit.
There's the one scene he has with his son, like with Kamala Harris on the wall.
Yeah, Kamala made a guest star appearance.
His son is like, I don't know why you're not doing this. They're flaming me online. They're gonna be mad at you. This is your godson. You should do this. And then I don't remember the exact words, but he says, I think he just says, pay the fucking money or something like that. Like he swears at him. Everything that he says makes sense. But then his father, Denzel, yells at him for swearing at him in his house. So nothing else that he says matters because he said a swear word. I feel like that scene is kind of like whether you love this movie or whether you hate this movie.
But at the same time, he's doing the police only work for people who have money, and at the end, people who have money still win.
Yeah.
The worker, his best friend from the hood or whatever, and also family, quote unquote, ends up moving out and doesn't want anything to do with them anymore because he was yucky after that experience. They call you family for years, you work for them, and then the minute that you need something from them, they're like, I don't know. And then it all ended up working in the end, so he can't be mad and he doesn't owe anything to them anymore. But it's not gonna be like a fun situation to live like that. And the guy who didn't have any money gets his kid. Like the result is that his kid's traumatized for not being the right kid, and he lost an eye. Like he literally paid with. He lost an eye in this battle. And the other guy's like, his kid's fine. He was fine the whole time, and he didn't lose any money. So it just kind of. I thought the point what he was trying to make was like, if you hold the cards, you hold the cards. But at the same time, he's like, and I should.
Yeah, and I feel like that's more or less why, like, there are scenes in this movie that I thought were amazing and I enjoyed it, but that overall message, it just felt like, come on, Spike.
Well, that's why I was saying that the not all money is good money. It's like part of the message because he has money.
Yeah.
This whole thing's like, I want to be righteous, but at the same time, I'm in a position of power, and I think that is right for me to be here, and I don't want to lose that. And it's just kind of hard to have both.
Yeah, and at the end of the movie, he's still, he's still the man, he's still rich. Nothing really changes for him. And again, in the original movie, he doesn't get this money back. It's a more complicated movie, and it's a much better movie.
He did feel like he was a character a lot, which is why he couldn't criticize him.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Yeah. So overall, this is not his worst, but yeah, it's probably like a C plus.
In the
like
original,
listen.
Did they have the thing about the bills, the size of the bills and all that?
It was the size of it had to be fit in a certain suitcase. And the reason why is because he had to like put it outside of he had to throw it outside a train, and the window only opens a certain amount. So he was like, well, you have to put all this money in, a suitcase that fits this size. So it was the same thing.
I could tell that was from the previous movie because it didn't make any sense with this felon.
Yeah.
Like he was not smart enough to ask for Swedish money or whatever it was.
Like, what's he going to do with Swiss francs?
In this exact size. And then the lady that was the police officer lady that's like, oh, well, that's because this much money weighs this much. And is like, does he know that though? This seems like something he saw on TV.
Yeah, and then you just kind of worked it. He had the idea and he just kind of worked it in.
He just worked it in there, but it was a tight squeeze. Yeah. It didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then
it didn't matter. It could have been any number of. And did they put it under the bed?
Yeah,
that person who puts
smart
it
enough.
under the bed doesn't ask for foreign currency.
With Swiss francs.
Like after he gets all the money, he's home. He's recording at his studio, which is like neighboring to his apartment. Like, bro, get out of there. What are you doing? You have so much money to like hide. And yeah, it was just too easy. Like, get there and it's under the bed. Come on. It would have made more sense that they catch him on the street than.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't find the money originally, because it was just way impossible.
Yeah, I didn't like the rap video at the end though. Like where he's in jail. That was probably goofy.
If he had been signed.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
Yeah. That part was goofy. Like goofy. That's what that other scene could have been if you like it's such a fine line. Yeah. It's a fine line. Because it looked like what Spike Lee thinks a rap music video looks like in 2025.
But they exist.
Because he's an old man.
At some.
Yeah, but like, but his idea of what a rap video would look like is that, which is probably true, like maybe in the 2000s, in 2010, maybe not even 2010. I say like 2000s. That's very much like what a rap video would have looked like. But like, that was probably the last time he was paying attention. So this definitely feel like a 60-something-year-old man.
It did feel like Orange is the New Black on Broadway. That's what it felt like.
The song at the end isn't great. It's fine.
And it's not necessary.
But yeah, it's not necessary. They could have ended it right after,
the conversation.
Yeah, the conversation. That could have been it. But he attacks this extra part on that just makes it, really hammers it home that this is what you guys need to be doing.
Maybe they had the conversation about, is he going to get signed? Maybe that was like they weren't sure. And so when they were thinking yes, they filmed the music video and then they were like, nah, never mind.
Yeah.
Because in that context, it would have made sense.
Yeah.
But we'll never know what could have been. Oh, I sent you about a movie that I said we should watch.
Oh, yeah, The 10. We can talk about that in a minute. I mean, you want to talk about that?
The 10?
Yeah. Or you want to wrap it up?
We can talk about that.
The 10. What made you want to watch it?
Instagram told me to.
Instagram told you to. So I was saying this
Is it 10
earlier.
because there's 10?
It's because it's based on the 10 Commandments.
Oh, I thought it was because
and it's kind of like,
there's so many actors on that.
Yeah, so it's like a sketch. That's why there's so many actors. It's 10 different sketches, and they all kind of tie into the 10 Commandments. The people that made it is the state. They were a sketch group, and then they got a TV show on MTV, the first I feel like they were probably the first sketch show on MTV. This was, I don't know, I think the show had already ended by now, but I believe this was the first thing that they did after that. I don't think it ever got released. And people were just like, oh, this is this movie by this sketch show that we like really love, but like the people won't let us see it or whatever. Like it was, you know, the man's trying to hold us down. And then I think people started seeing it, and I'm sure there are people that absolutely love it, but for the most part, most people said that it's not great. It's 10 different sketches. About 2 of them work.
Oh.
And the rest of them,
I guess the people who made the video that I saw telling me that I should watch it were part of the team that created the movie, so they were hyping it up.
Yeah, so I think
that I need to watch it.
David Wayne.
I mean, I do want to see it just because I want to see for myself.
Yeah, David Wayne, the director, who's one of the members of the state, he did it just come out on Amazon Prime? So it's free on Amazon Prime. So now that, I guess that's why he made the videos, because now it's
just reminding people this exists and it's now available.
So now you can watch it.
For the past 10 years or however long it's been, it was.
What about it made you want? Like, did you see any part? Did they show a sketch?
No, they just showed who's in it.
Oh.
And you're like, everybody? Like, I'm just kind of curious to see everybody. Yeah. First of all, back then, it's just kind of like a time capsule.
Yeah, it is. And there's about, I can't remember how many members of the state there are. There's like, I want to say like 7, 8 of them. And you probably know about 3 or 4 of them because you've seen them on TV shows. So, thanks for listening to Anxiety Twins. We got to get out of here. My name is Lee H. Tillman.
Manjara Menchaca.
Thank you for listening, and we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.